Just footsack your mouth and listen. It's No Through Show, guys. All right, guys, it's the No Through Show with Greg and Bruno. It's the podcast recorded here in the P3 studios from Moffat Avenue, Bulawayo. Would you believe it? The city of kings and queens. We've got Gangster Bruno over here. All right, let's just cut right into it. We just spent quite an awesome time in Wange, formerly known as Wanky. I always think that's quite a cool name. I don't know why it was changed from Wanky.
What was the other one we were discussing?
Booby.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you've been to Booby Valley and Wanky Town, then, man, I mean, you've been everywhere, haven't you?
You've just been doing a booby wanky.
So, I mean, those are the legitimate, they used to be legitimate names of places in Zim, isn't it?
In the former republic.
Exactly. So before what is now known as Hwange, which was a nice...
sorry, did you just say Hwange?
Yeah, well, spelled Hwange.
Like Gauteng.
Spelled Hwange is trying to... trying to emphasize that there's an H before
that's true.
The W. So before, obviously, to anyone whose English is their first language,
two foreigners
and
listening.
it was called Wankie. That's wanky.
That's wanky.
I mean, there's no other way to say this word, man. And if you tell 99% of the world's population which speaks English, the first thing they're going to think of is wanking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's
100%.
true.
Now it is HW. So not pronounced Hwange, but so that for people who don't know what it is, HW.
Okay.
ANGE. Different completely, which is cool. And the other one, which is Booby. I mean, Booby, man. Valley.
You gotta love them boobies.
How does it get better than... There's a valley there, isn't it? Booby Valley.
Well,
isn't it? Or was it on the valley?
There's actually there's a river which is B-U-B-I, Booby, and then this one is B-U-B-Y-E, Boobie. But listen, I'm sorry, Boobie's lacquer.
Point made.
Point made, but I'll tell you what, we were there for 4 days having a camp at Tuskers. Shout out to Tuskers. Suggestion box was there, bit of a lawn and maybe a swimming pool. But we had a great time.
Very nice, yeah.
All the facilities are there. We saw some great animals in Hwange. And I'll tell you, we did a couple game drives through the park. Something I want to bring your attention to. It was a situation that I came across, and it was the most incredible diarrhea.
What the hell?
So what I'm just saying,
in the park.
So in the park, I'm just like, I'm starting to, you're viewing animals at like 30 k's an hour, 20 k's an hour, and you're having a look. And then there's a few patches where there's nothing but just bush. And I was starting to like, to get up to like, I'm sure maybe 120 k's an hour because I'm starting to sweat droplets here. And my wife said to me, she said, what's going on here? The next animal we were actually going to see was probably going to be on the windscreen.
Was the one coming out of your nose?
And I was just I'll say, no, you don't understand. We need to get back to camp because I'm under a lot of, I'm under a lot of small intestine pressure here.
The last frontier.
The last frontier. I'm doing bicep curls with my rectum here. So anyway, she says, listen, we'll have to stop and we'll have to, just go into the bush. And I said, no, because this is the situation that I feared more than death itself. And that was what happens in Hwange, in a game park. You drive along the roads and you see other cars that stop. And then you all stop. And you don't talk to each other. You just stop and you look and you get your binoculars out. And I said, you're going to stop here. I'm going to run into the bush to do what needs to be done. And I wasn't wearing my camo gear, which was my first fault. Right. I understand that. Another 2 or 3 cars would pull up, not knowing what the car had stopped for in front, and were looking and take their binoculars and their zoom lenses out until they saw
now
any
you can
movement.
zoom 3.5 miles and see things in perfect clarity.
I said, no ways. We are going. Anyway, I just, have you had any experiences like that on the game park run?
No. First of all, there's a lot of people which actually need to have the explanation of what the game park actually is. It's not just some like, tame North American park where you can maybe even pet the animals.
The animals, yeah.
This you will die within an hour if
Having
no
a
car
shit in the
around you.
bush.
Yeah, you will die. That the first stench of human feces will attract every single animal in that park, which is the size of Belgium, by the way, one national park, with every single man-eating predator that could exist in land, water, and probably air there. They will
Yeah.
know that you are there as soon as you pull pant and have a dump. And then you've got this, it's like, like a Taken movie when they push the stopwatch,
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah.
You've got 1 hour after that dump to find safety.
Yeah. It is
So-
true, guys. I mean, we had a safety talk at the campsite, which we enjoy a lot. We enjoy the danger. You get the safety talk from the guides, and they'll come in and they'll tell you, listen, guys, after dark, no kids running around at this campsite because there was a lion kill over there 50 meters away to last week, and that kid who's making a lot of noise will die.
And yeah, it's weird, but you know how a kid cries, eh?
Yeah.
Like the young kids, really young kids, maybe 2 years old, they make that little injured animal sound.
Well, I mean-
and that's like music.
Well, I mean, you've been to Chipangali with me a number of times, and we've both got little children.
Yeah.
And when we go to the lion enclosure, and our little kids walk up and down, the lion just follow them with their
Yeah.
eyes, and they walk up and down.
And they won't do
up
it
and
when we
down.
do it. They're just casual with us. They'll just have a check. You can see their eyes moving, but with the kids, they've locked on.
They've locked on, and it's quite petrifying
Yeah.
because if that fence
Little
comes
fence,
down, it's just
yeah.
that instinct that kicks in.
And there's nothing you're gonna do.
There's nothing you're gonna do. I mean,
Nothing, man.
I mean,
What can you do, Greg?
if you were
nothing.
Osterrand, you would eat the lion.
If you're Osterrand, maybe you would kill the lion, but not after it has killed your child.
I heard a story.
know what I'm saying?
I heard a story about Osterrand. For those that don't know who Osterrand is, he is a two-time World Cup winning prop, 6'3", 125, 130 kilos of
Legend.
of
legend.
prime Bloemfontein Brahman bull cross human beef.
Definitely.
And he was on the farm.
You could
one day-
probably eat that own as cattle.
Yeah.
Cattle steaks
Oh,
coming
the
out of
biggest
that.
steaks
own.
you've ever seen.
I love it.
One day he was fixing a tractor. He was underneath it, sorting out the tractor, and the jacks collapsed onto his chest.
Poor Jack. Poor tractor.
And he lifted the tractor. He bench pressed the entire tractor off his chest, and then did another 20.
And then rolled away.
Then threw it to
The last
one
one
side.
was one of those flipping biometric ones where he throws it up so that he has enough time to roll
Yeah.
away.
And then plowed the fields himself
He was
with his
he
hand.
wasn't using the tractor before. He was just checking out underneath and it fell.
Anyway, long live the Springboks.
He was checking out why the tractor is so slow compared to him. And then he realized
So,
doesn't
guys,
have enough horsepower.
Bottom story is get yourself out there. There's a lot of specials there at Hwange for the Zimbabwean people out there. If you want to get into wildlife, pretty dry. I'm not going to lie. Pretty dusty out
Oh,
there.
you're a bloody poet. You don't even know it.
But talking about wildlife and being out there, there was a guy. There's a man called Suelo, which I think is Spanish for soil. He's legally changed his name. This chap called Daniel Suelo he has survived. He has turned his back on capitalism, and he has survived for 15 years on no more than $0.
Okay.
He attributes.
How old is he?
He's mid-40s now, mid-40s
So
around
since
there.
he was like 30.
He decided to turn away from society. He left his last $30 in a phone booth and walked into the wilderness. He lives in caves. He relies on gift culture, is what he calls it. And
Where is this place? Where does he live?
it's in America, and
Okay.
he was in, I think it is the Southwest, or maybe this is Arizona, one of the parks. He lives
Like
in caves.
desert story.
And he drinks water from the streams, and he says in this article he survives on roadkill expired groceries in dustbins. So I don't know why,
Expired groceries in dustbins.
and roadkill and
in
wild,
the wilderness.
yeah, and wild onions and mulberries.
Okay, firstly, this guy I think may have a mental condition and might need to go back to town into somewhere for observation, at least. And then fear on the guy for wanting to live like that. And, if he has, then okay. But that sounds like a bum to me. I'm not going to lie. I mean, that sounds like a bum to me.
Many people in California are living on expired dustbin rubbish.
Yeah, which is fine. They bums too. But the point is, if you have a guy if you had not said expired
and
goods
roadkill.
and roadkill, I would have said this guy has got some determination. He's one of those guys which says, money mustn't corrupt me. I would actually even aspire to be a bit like this guy. You know what I mean? But as soon as the bum part comes in, then you're like, but he's just a bum now, man, because that's just someone who can't get a job or something. I don't know.
I
Can't keep
understand,
one down. I don't know.
He's
Why did he only have $30 when he was 30?
his last $30.
That's not. That sounds like the decision was made for him,
Because he
man.
saved $1 a year. So, I mean, in this cave, he was like, he's got, in his little cave that he lives in, he's got his, possessions that he's picked up along the way, books. And so when he goes on, I don't know if you call it a holiday or just an expedition to go find somewhere else, he leaves a note there to hikers saying, listen, guys, if you come across my place here, you're more than welcome to eat any of my food, wild onions and dustbin
And
rubbish.
expired rubbish. Come on.
And he says, if you want to take a book and read it, if you want to take it with you, no problem. So, he's one of those chilled guys. You know what I mean?
So a thief which gives away stuff in expired goods in exchange for actual food, because is he bartering? He doesn't want money or what?
He has no money. And
So
he's
how
actually
does he
denied,
get-
he's
how does
denied
he
barter.
do so what does he do then?
How
How does he get the books and the stuff?
he
and
gets
the
given.
whatever?
He says people that are friendly to him and know
So
about.
he's not going to deny donations.
Yeah, no donation. So it's gift.
Sounds like a
culture.
lazy bastard. No money, no barter, but I'll take any donations you want to give me and I'll sell them basically for anything else or not.
No, he doesn't
Or
sell
give
them. He just
away.
gives them away. He passes it on. But he'll take no assistance from the government either. Any money of any form.
Okay.
I don't think he's got a girlfriend. Just FYI. This Owen might
If
also enjoy
there's
a lot of.
always someone out there for that person, trust me.
I think there's been a
This
lot
world
of
is big.
wanky in that cave.
No booby.
And no booby. All right.
Yes, yes.
Listen, Bruno,
Strange.
there's a couple of things that we needed to chat about
Tell me.
after I take this sip.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, we spoke about this thing the last time where the guy was attacked by a crocodile and a shark. We've upped that once now so that anyone out there listening, there's the new guy, old Dylan, who I can't remember his surname, but if anyone looks it up, he was attacked by a bear. And his pictures now, and they caught the bear, shot it, DNA'd the blood under its claws, and it was his. So they know which bear attacked him and that it actually attacked him. Then the photos of his head, he had 19 staples or something in his head. Then he got attacked by a shark on his leg, whacked. And I don't know if it's the same right order because I might have missed. The snake might have been the first. And he was bitten by a rattlesnake. Survived them all and reckoned the rattlesnake was the least deadliest.
Ah, dude.
So now we've got 3 on the go. If we can find someone who's attacked by 4 deadly animals, surely that's got to be a damn record, man. I mean, that's got to be a legend.
Perhaps we need to send that guy in past old Swallow and he can be attacked by a cave-dwelling bum as well.
Damn right. As dangerous as they come. So we're looking for a 4th. That's what we're looking for.
I mean, what has that guy done in his life that all the animals
well, he reckons
wants to kill him?
He reckons he's actually lucky in his unluckiness because he survived them all. Fine. He's fine. Nothing wrong with him at all. He's probably got immunity to snakes, knows how to handle a bear attack, and
Can sew his own scalp back on.
yeah, with that shark tooth which remained in his leg.
You sure his name's not Putin?
It probably
Because that
is.
feels like Putin might have
Probably
actually
is. That
tamed
might-
the bear
Dylan
right there and then.
Putin.
And then rode the bear off to the vaccine center where he delivered it.
Putin doesn't get attacked by bears. You're
Putin-
right. He
Putin-
tames them, man.
Putin attacks bears.
Yes.
I've
exactly.
seen Putin tear the cranial off of a brown bear right there and then.
Wear it as a head. Nice. Old
Took
Putin.
the the grey matter out of the brain and said, I found the vaccine.
Eat this. Well, 4 is our number, Greg. We're looking for 4, guys. And fact check that, anyone who wants to, by the way. We're looking for the 4 guy who got attacked by 4. Anyone.
All right.
Guy or
I
girl
think since
attacked
we're
by
talking
4.
about getting attacked, let's talk about one of our favorite subjects, and that's Mike Tyson. Big Mike Tyson wrestled a shark to sleep the other day. I don't know if you saw that video.
Yes, and by wrestled, we need to be pretty loose with the word because, I love Mike Tyson, but
That was clickbait, I know.
I know that he is hard, and I know he's trying to do all this stuff. He's obviously got to promote himself all this way in life. That's what now he's doing, right?
He actually is trending at the moment.
Yeah, of course
Mike
he is,
Tyson
man.
is trending,
He's on
dude.
everyone's feeds everywhere.
He's on everyone's lisp.
Lisp. Flippin' lekker.
So
you turn a shark around. Of course they're strong enough. You got to put a bit of effort.
Yeah,
but
but
you've
listen-
also got to. I wouldn't like to do it, but I don't think it can't be that hard.
listen, if
It's the
if,
fear.
Listen, if the title of that article said Geraldine wrestled a shark to sleep, I would not have clicked it open. But I clicked it because I said Mike Tyson wrestles a shark to
Man,
death.
if it says Mike Tyson wipes his ass, you'll probably flip and click it anyway because it's Mike Tyson, man. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, the Roy Jones Jr. bout on the 12th of September has been postponed, and there's been some secret footage, a recording of Mike Tyson getting very upset with this whole scenario.
Did he cry?
Almost, dude. He was like, does everyone think I'm a bitch? That I'm just going to be...
We've heard this kind of talk before.
He
Oh,
says,
I love
people
it.
think that I'm a bitch. That I can't handle myself in the ring, and it's just going to be an exhibition bout.
You must just
and it's
kick
gonna
that
be-
own's door down and fight him right there.
Do you know
What's
that
the problem?
he actually did do an exhibition fight some years ago? I think it might be like 2006, or somewhere around there, or 2000 and somewhere. And he just bullied another guy. And the crowd did not like it because it was meant to be an exhibition sparring match, and he ended up.
Took it too far.
Well, that guy might have been attacked by 4 people in
Yeah.
the one ring.
2 fists. One attitude and one lisp. As deadly as they come, man.
Oh, let's have a fill up.
Let's have it.